This is not something I expected to see today. Mick Gordon, some ex-id Software Doom devs, and others have come together to make a new company. It's called Empty Vessel, led by former Naughty Dog, Gearbox, and id Software, among others. Currently developing immersive shooter experiences, collabing with Doom and Wolfenstein composer Mick Gordon. So they have a little trailer out here. I'm going to check it out real quick. Straight through and through, and it comes up to the end. It says Empty Vessel as their name. They've got more posts about it, and what's really cool, it says that they are a brand new studio focused on immersive shooter experiences. In due time, we will reveal the system. So maybe that's the game, maybe this is the main character from the system, and a lot of people in the comments are like really excited about this too. They've got a lot of different posts about it. The trailer's posted on Twitter, it's got a lot of things, but there's some interesting aspects we have to talk about, like this and this. Well, wait, what am I getting at? We're looking here at some of the doubts that Mick had with working on the soundtrack. We'll get to that here in just a minute. We need to see their site and see who they are, who is in this team here. So, wow, look at all these people. They got a lot of folks set up here. From the game director, worked at id. We have all the way down here, Alex Palma. He worked on Doom 2016 and Eternal. You might have seen his art. You come over here, super talented guy. I mean, just look at this. The Mancubus design, the icon, really cool rip and tear. Look at like a pinky. This guy knows his stuff. The Gladiator, to have him at the helm with some art, you can't go wrong with that. And we look and we hear we have Mick Gordon, composer at the bottom, worked on Doom, Killer Instinct, Wolfenstein, Atomic Heart, and many other AAA games. They have some advisors and other folks here, some gameplay engineers, animation. This is it. I mean, people do have their worries about it though, and that's something I want to make sure I talk about too when we go back to the Reddit post here. Reddit is a place of all things holy. And it says, how many times have we hear about a studio? I was kidding, by the way. A studio opening by industry veterans, only to not hear about them since. I really want more independent double and AAA developers. Man, it's hard nowadays to make games of that size. These are not small-time things. Now, we have some news reportings that's already been out about it. You can imagine this hit the news a lot. And I think it's really cool because it shows that Doom and Doom Eternal rank among the most popular modern FPS games. You are correct. Now, Mick Gordon reveals Empty Vessel, a new studio, and they call it of industry veterans who specialize in the immersive shooter space. The game director, which the game director is kind of like the Hugo Martin of this, right? What's he worked on? Well, worked at id. He's worked on Killing Floor 3, Doom 2016. All of these, look at these games. Call of Duty, Callisto Protocol, Max Payne, Tomb Raider, Fable. All of these are huge credentials. We believe that with creative independence comes greatness. We've assembled an inclusive and diverse team that's been empowered to be creative, no matter their discipline, because our innovation is fueled by people. Our studio is an empty vessel being filled by our creators, and soon a gaming community who will help craft the new horizon of gaming. That's what that means. I was wondering what that meant to be. Remember back when Mick said, well, doubt that he'll work with them again. This whole thing came from, there's a post talking about the audio engineer, it's not matching up with what we thought it would be, coming all the way over here. He says, I didn't mix those and I wouldn't have done that. And the whole post about, I wouldn't have worked with them again, this came from a DM. Someone said, yo, Mick, are you going to be there if it decides to work on another Doom game? That will work together again. No, your Doom soundtracks were the bomb. So what this tells me is that there were issues within id Software. We know this, we have that whole drama thing that happened, but he's moved beyond that. There are people from id that he has moved beyond and are able to work with now. Because we know this whole thing happened, we looked at the Bethesda side of things. The recent post by Mick Gordon mischaracterized, misrepresented the team at id Software, the development of Doom Eternal, Marty Stratton, all of this. We're aware of the details and that we stand ready with full and complete documented evidence to disclose in an appropriate venue as needed. Whoa. Okay, so what this tells me is that he's moved on from that and he's moving on to try to make this right. Now, I wonder what this gameplay is going to look like. It's really hard to tell. I'm excited to see it because I want to go ahead and play it. I really want to. Now, the thing about, I want to go over here. How many times do we hear about the studio opening? Now, people are concerned about will they actually make it? Let's look at that. This person says it's always a toss-up on whether these studios actually going to be independent in the long term as well, or they just exist to get reabsorbed into the big publisher AAA cycle. So what they're saying is, will they be an independent in the long term, or will they get bought out? So they have all these ambitions, they have these goals, they have these endeavors that they want to go on, but the poster's worried, will they be able to deliver on that? A lot of big names. I'm sure they are going to have a lot of budget on things, with salaries, and in terms of what it's going to take to make these games. Now look at this. Well, that's a good pedigree, but Mick's is chef's kiss because his scores are incredible. A lot of people are excited about it, and we want to take a look at the leadership in question a little more. So Garrett Young, the general manager, has worked on Microsoft, Activision, Disney, id. He worked on Doom, Quake, the Quake Champions reboot, the modern Quake, Rage. These are a lot of big games. The tech director has done a lot for Blade Runner. Emmanuel, key content creator for Doom. Kevin Powell, 14 years of experience with combat mechanics. So he's worked on Borderlands, Smite, a lot of other things. So I'm looking at that and I'm saying, like, these people are not fresh off the street. They have a lot of experience in what they've done, and collectively, I don't know how many hours they have amongst themselves, but I do know that it's a big thing. Like I said, Alex with the art directing, Rico Flores with animation director. There's a lot to look at, and these shoes are big to fill. Now, Mick is coming off of Doom 2016 Eternal. He's got such a huge fan base. Some people don't like him, and that's okay. You don't have to like everything, and that's fine. But this is not going to be a free pass. He's going to have to work hard, make the great music that we know he can make, and produce it. I think that given the different conditions this time around, I think it's going to be different. His headspace will be in a different spot. He's just going to be feeling a little bit better coming off of, well, the last incident, which we won't get into that in this video. I think that he's going to want to show his full potential and really bring it through. Now, just because they've worked on a lot of games in the past, that doesn't mean it's a free pass to be able to just throw it out there. This is what we're going to make. You're going to eat it up, play it. You have to buy it and consume it. Right? I think that having the big names on there will help its reach because, hey, just look at this. We have Mick Gordon on here. You're probably a fan of Mick Gordon like I am, so you want to check out the game from there. But what kind of game is it going to be? It's probably not going to be a carbon copy of Doom and Doom Eternal. And even if you wanted to make one, you have all these different ideas, all these different people who have these different experiences, and maybe they want to go a different route. An immersive shooter experience, what does that mean to you? Looks like an FPS to me. It doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to be. So I'm just trying to understand where exactly they're going with this. Now, say they do deliver, say they don't get bought out. There's a lot of things that could come from this, a lot of great stuff. What if the system just knocks it out of the park, #1 on Steam? What if they follow up with like a System 2? There are so many good potential things that come from this. Mick's career and trajectory could benefit. He actually donated all of his earnings from Atomic Heart, so we know that was the situation. He turned down the 6-figure settlement with the Doom Eternal situation. There's a lot coming. You know that he has the credentials. He's put in the work over all of the years, honed in the talent, as have all of the other devs. There's something that they could come together with. This is their chance. They have all a common ground in game development, some from id, some from Mick himself, but there is something that they have to prove, and that will be coming in the near future. We're going to see if they can do that or not. So what do you think? You going to buy the game when it comes out, or what would you do? Let me know in the comments. Watch the Mick video here that I made, and I'll see you in the next one. If you made it this far in the video, comment the secret phrase below. I found the secret. Thanks for watching.